So I could have made a really stupid newbie mistake, which is pretty frustrating, but it is what it is. Welcome to building cars. Hey guys, and welcome to Riggs Garage. It's a beautiful spring morning and I am excited. I'm going to be working on the 70 Mustang Fastback finally. You guys know how these projects go. You hit a roadblock and then life happens and you do other stuff for months. So that's kind of where I am now. It's a little frustrating at times because this is one of my favorite cars and I haven't worked on it since like Thanksgiving time. The last episode you saw that I got it kind of running, and then I found that my fuel pump inlet and outlet were reversed, which is a good midnight Riggs Garage blunder. But now we have fuel to the carburetor. Over the last month or so, 10 minutes here and there, I tied everything up. I found a vacuum leak, fixed that, reran the fuel lines, and it should be ready to run now. We're just going to get it running and idling so we can time it and see if we have exhaust leaks, coolant leaks, anything like that. Hopefully the new engine that I built over the last year or so works perfect. It's got oil pressure and all that stuff works. So let's just do a quick look around here. If you're new to the project, I'll give you a quick walk around too. So this car, I learned about it in like 2001 or so, and my uncle's childhood friend had this car sitting in his garage and I hadn't run since the 90s. The engine was partially disassembled and it had just been sitting in the garage. So people said he would never sell it, and I eventually asked and he was open to the idea. I think partially because he's able to see the car and I would like to take him for a ride in it soon. So Dave, I know you're watching. About to get this thing running. So what I've done so far, it's got a new fuel system, new fuel tank, sending unit, all that. We got a half tank of premium in it right now. Wheels and tires. Champion radiator. You can see my rebuild videos on the engine. I rebuilt it. It's a 289 block, 302 heads. Cool end intake. We've got a Mallory distributor, nice looking aluminum piece. It's got headers that came with the car. Mickey Thompson valve covers came with the car as well. Got a Craigslist carburetor that might work. And I'm proud to say I finally rounded up the money. I have a tire on my last wheel, so I have 4 brand new tires on this car, which is a first for a Riggs Garage project car that's not my minivan. Give you a quick look inside here. I don't even think I vacuumed this thing yet. I've been just doing mechanical restoration. But the car's a complete car. Nice looking fastback, has a flip down back seat. I'm ready to detail this guy. I did stick some gauges right here. I think it's probably a terrible place. My foot's gonna hit them, so I'm looking at ideas to relocate them. Maybe where the stereo goes, and then I can have a hidden stereo up in there somewhere maybe. I don't know, we'll see. Yeah, that's the car. Here's some helpers. Hey guys.
Hello.
If you like the channel, if you like Riggs Garage channel, hit that like button and subscribe up. Excited to share these projects with you. Thank you. Alright guys, we have some spinning metal on metal action in here. So we need to check that out now. It sounds like, you hear that womp 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 sound when this thing is trying to start? Something's hitting. It's not internal to the engine. It sounds like it's on the flywheel or something. I'm under the car now. It sounded like weird starter womp womp issues. Now if I look, I took the inspection cover off here. There's a torque converter. There are some metal shavings on the lower part here. So it looks like I need to pull the starter out and see what's going on. We could have some starter alignment issues or something like that. Alright, got that lower bolt out, no problem. I've got an extension right here. You can see my socket. It's kind of hard to film under here, but I just got it on there, so the starter should be out in a couple minutes here. Alright, well, it's a different day here. Saturday, yeah, I got the car running a little bit. It was making the horrible womp womp noises, so I did turn it off. I pulled the inspection plate between the transmission and engine, and the weight, the counterweight on the flex plate is hitting on that plate that goes between the Ford engine and that C4 transmission. That's bad. So all these parts were together on a running car. So I did not change any of these parts, so they should work. So that means I messed up somewhere. Alright, on the C4, if it's engaged, it should be able just to push back a touch. So I'm going to push back. You'll be able to see that bolt go. So I believe it's engaged. So maybe this tin work here is just bent a little bit and we're hitting on it here. Okay, so I've confirmed the torque converter is seated correctly, which I'm glad about. But there are a couple holes in there that look like they should be peepholes for the torque converter drain plug. And I don't see a drain plug poking through any of them. When I turn it all the way around, I crank the engine all the way around with the socket. So I could have made a really stupid newbie mistake, which is pretty frustrating, but it is what it is. Welcome to building cars. So here we are a couple days later. The C4 is probably okay. It looks like there is a little bit of play, as you saw in the previous video there. It looks like the flex plate weight is coming off. I think I broke a weld on that. It's all my fault for not putting it together correctly. So I think I'm just going to tear it apart, and I'm changing directions a little bit on this project. It's kind of annoying to be at this point, but you know, I think I'm going to do a T5 swap. Let me show you what I found here. 2 nights ago, I literally told my wife, I was like, where is a complete T5 swap for $500 that I see on Facebook Marketplace from time to time, but I don't buy? Well, I just found one. This is the complete swap. The only things I need, basically bolts and a flywheel, maybe a shift ball. I'll also need to shorten my drive shaft. But let's go over this. We have T5 bell housing from a 5.0 Mustang. See the 5.0. This is to any small block Ford. We've got the shift fork here. Even a speedometer sensor. I'm just going to run mechanical. Reverse light wiring there. This transmission supposedly was rebuilt. Who knows? I'm acting like it hasn't been, but previous owner said that they had it in a car for a little while. It wasn't driven much, and it only has thousands or even high hundreds of miles on it. Who knows? But I'm going to put fluid in it, make sure it's good there. I've got a stock shifter here. It's great. And he even threw in the yoke. So we're good there. I'll need to figure out a mount, and I will need to figure out a cross member. I can either modify the C4 cross member or not. So, T5 transmission, 5 gears, overdrive, that's awesome. He threw in clutch cable, so we'll have a cable operated clutch. This is a new cable. There's my Willwood disc brakes that still need to be installed. And a brand new Duralast heavy duty clutch kit. This is a 10.5 inch clutch. Yep. 10.5 inch clutch. This is the modern Mustang GT style. Well, modern being 1980s at this point. That's not too modern, but it doesn't have the 3 fingers like the old 10-inch clutches from the small block Fords in the 60s. This is the more modern diaphragm style. This kit also comes with a new throwout bearing and a new cable quadrant that'll go on the top of my pedal that I don't have yet. So far my research tells me that I need a 157 tooth, 28 ounce flywheel. The 28 balance is for the small block Ford. The 289s, from my reading, were all 28 ounce balance flywheels. So I need that flywheel, but I need it to be able to fit a 10.5 inch clutch. There are aftermarket flywheels available from companies like Ram and other lots of random eBay sellers where you can get a billet steel flywheel that has the correct bolt holes on it for the larger clutch with the old school 28 ounce 157 tooth balance. So there you go. Look at that, a car project costing more money and time. Who would have thunk? However, losing the C4 makes this project very interesting to me again. As you've been able to see, I haven't been making a lot of videos on the car. That's because I haven't really touched it since about Thanksgiving time. The car's been parked, I've been doing life and working on the house, getting a big construction project going on the house here. It's time. We lived in an old house here and it's falling apart, so we got to do work on it. But it's hard to be frustrated at a car that looks like this for too long, so putting the 5-speed in it is going to make it an ideal car. That's very exciting. So hopefully you guys like this video, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. We're going to be doing a T5 swap here really soon. Thanks for watching.